There we go. Now you guys can hear me, huh? How's everyone doing tonight? There we go. Now you guys can hear me. Yep, Gabriel, I closed a short. Saw some weakness up here. Didn't quite get the entry that I wanted. Could have gotten a little bit better of an entry, but it popped up and then shut down. Never really, I mean, it just barely made a new high by a point. So let's see what it does. Is it gonna dump on us, or is it gonna just stay range bound? The sell-off seemed to be quite frantic. Like, this was a lot of buyers pulled out when sellers came in right here. So let's see if this thing dumps or if it just stays range bound in this pretty tight, like 29 point range, 29 and a half. Yeah, and I got to remember that these are Bulenox 100K accounts, so I have to be super careful with the trailing drawdown. Fast track trading accounts won't be. I think what the message on the Discord was is that they're going to be migrating and doing some other stuff, so those accounts are off limits for now till about midnight Eastern time. So I'd say if we can get a definitive break below the overnight low, it's probably going to go down. Thank you, Proxy. Doc, where have you been with your live streams? You got a natural talent for this kind. I don't know. I've been holding off on it. It's not a priority. Making some decent money with FTT is more important to getting those accounts in a good place where there's enough buffer and I don't really have to worry about a whole lot. Yeah, it's a good idea to stop trading FTT accounts because last time when they did maintenance, they said it would be 1 hour. So I started trading after 1 hour, and I ended up not getting paid or not. I had to put in a ticket, and I ended up getting some money back, but something you want to avoid if you can. So in addition to NQ, I have ES up. I'm looking at this ES chart here, and I'm watching the DOM carefully, and I'm also watching this number here, this minus 346. The more negative it gets, the more bearish the market's going to get. You got to be careful with that number because if there's a large buyer or a large seller, so it's actually it's closer to zero if you exclude this 325. Additionally, looking at RTY and YM, which don't get much volume, but the fact that they're both dumping at this point on a small scale is encouraging for this. Now, I need to pull up some trading view charts to look at potential exits. So I should have probably exited there. Let's see, 1, 2. Okay. We have a possible another leg down, definitely, into this area here. So this is motive wave. Yeah, the pulling and stacking numbers are helpful. The thing I don't like about motive wave is it's not actually saying that 1 and 2 are added when it's, watch what happens when it moves. See 1, 1, and it never did green plus 1, green plus 1. It must only be adding to something if it's already existing in the order book. All right, let's fire a trading view. Yeah, I record so you can watch later or watch now. Oh, wow. Okay, so NQ actually has some support at 80. Then after that, it can probably go down to 68. But based on the way that these numbers are filling in right here, we'll see in a moment if it's a sure thing or not. It actually will probably shoot down quite a bit just from a break of the low day, if it does. Sort of just grinding down. ES is coming up on its resistance in about 2 points. So it's possible that's a good reversal point for NQ. you should be able to go back, Poisson, and is that French? And actually go, unless my settings are screwed up. It's literally my first time doing it, so I have no idea what I'm doing for stream. But you should be able to go back and scroll through the time. Got a lot of buying action in the time and sales, but so yeah, 80 was a good place to get out. So I'm going to exit this one. Are you, Blue Diamond, are you referring to in what? Are you watching TradingView? Because yes, there was a rollover, but I don't know if it, mine's not, oh, I'm still on, my TradingView's still on NQU, even though this is, yeah, this is NQU. So we shouldn't switch over until usually not on the Sunday, but it's usually like Monday or Tuesday because options expire on Friday. So if you're looking at TradingView, they move things over quicker to the first month. Damn it, now Rhythmic is, okay. I couldn't move my position. So we're going for more of a sure thing than, and I'll lose 150 points in trailing drawdown if I exit there. 70 points if I exit there. Yeah, and if you're trading NK, that's the Nikkei, it rolled over last week. So it's already on the Z, the December contract. So you saw that 3 come in and then pull out quickly. It does seem like they want to push it lower, but I'm not going to count on lower than the low of day. It's good to get 2 trades out of the way and then wait about an hour and a half for Japanese markets to open. So that's a bad sign. See if ES got some pretty big buys in ES, not big, but like, I don't know, like 50 or so. One was 59, and then we had a bunch of smaller ones for about another 60 or 70. So if we break that, there's a pretty good chance it's going to go up. All right, we're just going to take this one close to make up for the trailing drawdown. Doesn't look like it wants to pop. Okay. So first trade, 2 points. Let's see, what was this one? Yeah, so the first trade I took up way up here, shorted at 521. Out, I wanted to get out a little bit above the 500 level. I figured there is a pretty good chance based on what was in the DOM and the fact that it's an even number tends to the 0, 25, 50, 75, 100 tend to hold up pretty well in real short-term trades. So that was a decent exit. Could have waited, held out to the, I probably wouldn't have gone past 502. Entered again, and this one was a little bit different. So what I did is I entered too short, and then I set a stop loss for 5 contracts at this because I figured if it broke this level, it would push up. Well, it actually didn't. It pulled back more. So I got closed out of these 2 for a small profit, and then I got put into 3 contracts long here, but then I added 3 more here, and then I just quickly exited because for the next hour, it could be pretty choppy. So it's best just to take your profits. And I don't know how much drawdown I don't think I lost about, what did I lose here? Probably like 400 in drawdown. And I didn't quite make up for it here. So I'm down probably like 160. Let's see what our trader says. except at an Apex server. So it looks like I lost a little bit in trailing drawdown. So, okay. So about 270. Okay. So you guys trading tonight? What are you trading? NQ? I like to trade primarily NQ, NKD when it opens. See what oil's doing. So oil really came back on last few days. It's a pretty significant dump. Gold and silver been performing pretty well. Little surprise, usually they stay really range bound for about another 2 or 3 hours. What does the auto liquidation in Rhythmic mean? So the auto liquidation is in a setting. Okay, so you mean the balance or the actual setting itself? You could enable auto liquidation, which means you're not going to have ghost orders executed. But this auto liquidation, which is probably what you're asking about, this auto liquidation peak balance is the highest value that my account was during the trades. So you can tell how much drawdown I lost by subtracting this number from the account balance. So if I wanted to, and actually I have, well, let's put that column in there. This is, I guess, the Bulenox template is different. Oops. So the account has a preset stop loss set with the auto liquidate. No, I don't have any of the, I guess, safety or auto liquidation protocol. What happens is, yeah, so the Bulenox has set an auto liquidation threshold value for the $100,000 accounts, it's $3,000 less than the starting value. So this is a 100K account. If I immediately went down to 97,000, I would be auto liquidated and it would be put on admin mode. So it's better for me to have another like $270, $274.26 or whatever it is in there so that I can have a little breathing room next time. But it's not a huge amount. Yeah, Bulenox sets it. The bottom column of our trader, you're talking about this bottom window. It's a performance window. What it does is it shows the net P&L, the commissions, and the trade. Usually each individual contract is counted as a trade, depending on how it's executed. So it's showing that I lost 2 of the 8 or 2 of the 7 trades, which seems a little strange. I thought I would have been filled for the same amount because I'm showing 1,150 in the same commissions. That's pretty strange. So apparently it included however many contracts. So what was it? 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3, or 2, 2, and 5 to exit, 3 more. So it ended up counting 7 unique trades here where multiple contracts were executed at the same price, but here 2 of the contracts were supposedly executed at a different price. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, given the numbers are all the same. I can look up what the orders were. Yeah, Bulenox is pretty good. So, or Bulenox, I should say, is how it's. Bulenox is pretty good. What are some of the disadvantages? Like the main disadvantage that I see is the activation fee is only lifetime. So let's take a look at what that is. And because the activation fee is lifetime, it's really only worth it to go for the largest accounts that I can justify going for, the 50 and 100K. You can do the 25 or 10K, but they're pretty solid about paying. Yeah, I mean, so Torrent, they said not to trade until Monday, but what they I mean, unless there's a newer announcement since I've read it, they said not to trade from 6 p.m. to midnight Eastern time at Fast Track. So these are Bulenox accounts that evals that I'm trading in. Lots of selling. Interesting. But somebody's buying it up. FTT accounts are going well. So there's 4 of them currently missing. Or they're not missing. So what happened was on Wednesday or Thursday, I got locked into a position in 4 of the 12 and couldn't get out of it, and it blew them. According to FTT, they're going to restore them back to Sunday's balance, which is less than ideal, I guess, but it's fine. I think I'd made about 20,000 across those 4 accounts on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of last week. So that's a bit of a bummer. And it also postpones payout, not just for 5 days, for 6 days, because on the Friday they got reset as well. But at least they did that on the day that it happened. That's what FTT should be doing, is if they're going to do that, not wipe out an entire week, because it creates too many edge cases. They're going to just be bombarded with tickets starting at midnight, I'm guessing. And I'd show you the FTT accounts. Well, I can show you in our trader by launching another instance of it. Gonna lose the screen for a moment while I sign in. Oh, interesting. First attempt was no go. Trying again. Okay, so those accounts are going well. Each have about 20,000 in them. So those are going quite well. The 4 that are missing will probably show back up. I could trade these now, but I'm not gonna. In fact, I'm gonna put the 4 that are not locked down. I'm gonna lock those down. And Friday, I lost access to Motive Wave. So I was trading from our trader, copy trading. Man, that was a pain in the ass. Yeah, the consistency rule for FTT unfortunately resets after each payout. And the way it works is the day you request, day 1 of the next payout cycle starts. So yeah, that's the tricky part. Whereas like with Bulenox, it's 40% consistency across your P&L. Same with Apex. So you said, for example, $3,000, then another 3,000 without hitting. Yes, you can withdraw the 3,000 again. So if you're at 7,500, you withdraw, you're going to have 4,500 in there. You can withdraw again, and you'll have 1,500 in there, assuming you didn't. We're assuming you just flipped. Hard part is when you're playing with small numbers and trying to get small P&Ls, it's going to be really hard to get like exactly $10 every day or exactly $1 every day. So like 20 to 40, or if you want to show FTT that you're not just like flipping to flip, not that it's against the rules or anything, but maybe at some point they make it a rule. I'd probably go in those accounts for at least 100 a day. I mean, that you should be able to do with one contract of NQ during regular trading hours. Like I can pretty much guarantee I'd be able to get $100 right now. Well, probably not, probably 60, but you get my point. And yeah, to answer your question, you don't have to hit the 7,500 again. You just have to hit or surpass that number once. Then all subsequent withdrawals are good, as long as you meet 20% consistency in 10 days. So if you had made $1,500, that wouldn't count against you with a $4,500 balance. Yes, it would, because if you made $1,500 in one day on payout cycle number 2, so you're in the second, you've already requested and you're on day 1, 2, 3, whatever. The $1,500 in one day would be bad if you only made like $10 or $20 the rest of the days. So you'd have to if you made $1,500 in one day, for the 20% rule, you'd have to get $7,500 total. So you'd have another $6,000 that you'd have to make over the remaining 9 days. Doable, because it's only like $667 per day. Oh, during the first payout cycle. So to clarify with your scenario, with a balance of 40. Okay, so would it count against you? No, not really, because if you make $1,500, you already had, I don't know if you're saying you had a balance of 45 or 4,500 is the balance afterwards. If that's the balance afterwards, it's 1/3 of your, so that's 33%. So you'd still have to make more money to make up for it. If 45 was the balance previously, then it'd be 25%. So you would still have to make the total of 7,500, both to get a payout, but it wouldn't count against you. And next time I'll adjust my stream so that I think there could be up to like a 20 or 30 second delay. I can turn that down so that when I respond, it doesn't seem like there's a 20 or 30 second pause. Okay, yeah, so taking out 3K in the first cycle, so you're already in the second cycle, you have 4,500. If your first day you make 1,500, it's not going to count against you, but you still have to, if that's the smallest amount you make over the next 10 days, you have to make at least 7,500 total. So another 6,000. In fact, FTT has a sheet that you have to send in for your first payment anyways. Let me just let me pull up that Google spreadsheet. So your starting balance would be 154,500 because you're now in the second payout cycle. And if you make $1,500 in one day, taking out all of these, or actually let's just assume they're, so that's 100%. You have to make this amount or equal to it in the next 5 days. So you have to make basically $667 every day for that to go away. Hopefully this helps you visualize it. So you see how 667 brings that one day down to just below 20% consistency. Love the mathematical mind. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you here, Robin. Yeah, and like I said, next time when I stream, I'll go for a little bit lower quality and then make sure that there's not a 20 or 30-second delay, which means that, yeah, it seems like I'm answering you guys in slow mode due to the delay. How do I use structure in my trades? I draw a lot of structure in my trading view charts. Right now at night, I take a lazy approach where I'm just using this high-low. So I do like to draw my channels though. It's just they're between like communicating and then watching the DOM. It wasn't super possible. So yeah, I do include structure in my trades. A reference to Spy Day Trader. But yeah, like I said, we'll probably chop for in about 25 minutes, I think is when the official pre-market opens for NKD. It could have been at right on the hour, but it seems like the real action picks up in about 25 minutes. And then when their market opens in about 54 minutes, NQ should have some decent moves. If you're ballsy, you can catch some good trades with NKD. It's pretty good here. I mean, it's still nice out. I'm sure you're loving the end of the summer, getting out in the garden quite a bit. So when you guys see shit like this in the DOM, it usually means that the contract's expired. So this is Aussie. So we got to change that to Z probably. Yeah, so all these should probably go forward. But not equities yet. NQ should have another day or two, NQ and ES. But we'll see what the volume is tomorrow. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh well, so rare I would trade that anyways. Thank you, was. Appreciate it. Okay, so we want this one should have been the Aussie. And this one is the December contract at the end. And here's something weird about Rhythmic. So Rhythmic is actually better for some of these one-off contracts that aren't very. This is my CQG data feed, so we're going to actually go down to and make these both Rhythmic because you can see the full depth of market. That's the only flaw. I mean, CQG is so much faster, but if they're providing 1/20th less the data, it makes sense. And Rhythmic is pretty good in a live account, just not great with prop firms. Oh my. Oh yeah, let's change that to. I mean, this is almost worth taking a trade on. I'm going to leave that alone. You can see that futures on this are not actually worth all that much. Actually, let's just cancel that. I'll do it in a simulation account. So this is a true simulation account. The fills are goofy on this. So that's with 5 contracts. So there isn't a whole lot of leverage on this unless you're catching huge moves.
Chunky. Trade here with a report that traders are beginning to take legal action against Apex Trader funding. I actually know somebody in real life. This is not somebody I met through social media, but a friend of mine who has not been able to get any payouts approved since July. And this is after over 1 year of payout approvals every single month. And I don't want to speak too much about their situation, but they've already begun contacting a lawyer, having the lawyer review the contract, and considering what steps that they should take. So these denials that Apex is doing are not going to come without some type of retribution. Anyway, I don't want to talk about my friend. I want to talk about this post I saw on Reddit. So this individual, this is from 2 months ago. They previously had a great relationship with Apex. They were getting payouts. All of a sudden, they got denied tens of thousands of dollars of payouts. Daryl actually this individual got in contact with Daryl directly, and Daryl reviewed his case and said, oh yeah, these should all be approved. The money never came, and he's left just posting about it on Reddit. He doesn't hear anything back. I think this person did a lot of chargebacks to Apex and has stated that they are pursuing legal actions moving forward. This person is very active on Reddit and Discord. If you message him, he'll reply to you, and I've actually been able to exchange some messages with him. Funny enough, Trustpilot removed his negative review, and I bring that up here because I know we've all noticed how Trustpilot has a lot of 5-star reviews for Apex, and we're all kind of curious, what happens to the negative reviews? Well, we know that at least this guy's one review got deleted. As recently as May, this person was a fan of Apex. Now, this person participated in the Discord that I'm in, and this is the same user who wrote that Reddit post, and he provided a screenshot of proof that back in May, when he was getting all his payouts, he loved Apex. And he said, man, Apex, it's hard for any new prop firm to compete with Apex because Apex has built so much trust with the community. But my, oh my, how things have changed. This person does not have that tune anymore, and is very negative towards Apex just because this person's been screwed. Now, it's easy to be a fan of Apex when you're getting paid. I see a lot of people who get paid maybe, one payout a month saying, hey, Apex paid me. What's the big deal? You must have done something wrong. Well, it seems to be Apex is more likely to pay you if you're only requesting 1 or 2 payouts. But if you're requesting, more than 7 accounts, or if you've been consistent for several months, especially if you're on your fourth month uncapped payout, that seems to be the pattern that we've detected, they stop paying out. Now, this is proof of their payouts being denied: 57 days, 31 days, 48 days, deny. Apex email, generic, auto-generated response, nothing specific. Your payout was denied for account investigation. Okay, you want to investigate the account? Investigate it, and then tell us what's going on. Well, in this case, they don't respond. And actually, when he did get a response from Daryl said, oh yeah, it's going to be approved, but never got the money. This is a screenshot he sent of Chris. Chris is one of the top employees at Apex. Not sure if he's part of the payouts department. He seems to be. He does seem to have some sway, and I've heard of people contacting Chris before when their payouts got denied. He looked into it and was able to get them reversed and actually get them approved. So Chris is somebody there, and he said, hey, we're going to go ahead and get this approved, but it has to stay between you and us. Well, this guy keeps saying, they approved it, but I never got it. and especially mentioning per the NDA contract you signed as well. Well, heck, I mean, if I'll keep my mouth shut, but you gotta pay. And another thing, NDAs don't protect the person if they don't protect the company if the company engaged in some type of scam. So NDAs are not totally unbreakable. You have to provide what you say you're going to provide. Here's some proof from this person that they actually built up their accounts to a high profit level, and just more screenshots of their profit balance. Now, I think I've talked about this individual trader enough, but in a nutshell, this person is owed a lot of money. Daryl said you were going to get paid. The payout never came, and they don't respond to this person. But when you look on the surface, this looks like the trader that they claim to want. But in all these cases of people being denied payouts, it's not people with like, hey, I'm on my 11th day getting a payout, my first payout request. Yeah, they'll give you your first payout request for sure. But what about these people? We all aspire to that 4th month uncapped payout, just like Trader Kane did. Well, but all these people with problems, they're all like 30, 40 days into their account. What's going on? So enough about that trader who said he's pursuing legal action. I just want to briefly review the history of Apex FUD. Starting from March and April is when we started to notice that payouts, approvals were okay. They might have taken 1 or 2 days longer than normal, but the payouts being slower is what people noticed. And a lot of that was due to an unforced error on Apex traders' fault, where they would send out this auto-generated email saying, oh, your payment's been sent, you should get it between 5 and 7 business days. When it didn't come at the end of the 7th business day, people complained, and then the mods, Princess B, if you can remember, would get so upset and say, hey, you guys, we have until the end of the cycle to pay you. Ignore what that email said. Well, why did you send out that email? Who are we supposed to trust? But anyway, because everyone got paid, people really dropped their concern. That is until May and June came, where the next level of FUD was introduced, with the DCA rule being reintroduced or being actively enforced. DCA, ultimately, this was not a real big deal breaker for traders. Most people just adjusted. They were not happy, but they said, okay, we understand you gotta have some rules, so we're gonna abide by them. We're gonna do it. And for me, I was actually denied back in June for DCA, and I just adjusted my trading, right? Even the quote unquote great trades by Matt claimed he was denied for DCA. Okay, that's fine. But people made adjustments and moved forward. And people ultimately, and also want to mention one thing, Daryl also chimed in and said, hey, this rule's for you. So I was like, okay, fine. July, that's when FUD really started to peak. The Discord was closed. Right after the Discord was closed, mass denials and investigations and probations began. And this started a timeline of 2 months without payouts for many people. And then when August came, mass video requests. And Apex is just letting the FUD simmer. So that begs the question, is there liquidity issues at Apex? Right? Think about a bank run. Banks rely on their reputation, just like these prop firms do. And they rely on new people participating in their service. As soon as their reputation is broken, whether it's true or not, there's a bank run that leads to the self-fulfilling prophecy of the bank failing. Now, Apex has always allowed, Apex has allowed their reputation to be damaged for 3 months straight. And I specifically use that term, they've allowed their reputation to be damaged, because for the past 3 months, they've been almost doing the opposite of what any PR strategist would tell them to do. Why don't you get out there, don't call your customers schemers and scammers, go out there, introduce new rules that benefit the trader instead of introducing one rule that hurts a trader, probation and account investigation. Why don't you try to do that? But instead, they just, all they do is just say, hey, everything's fine here. And that may be because that is their only legitimate course of action. It could be, and I don't want this to be true, but because, I have accounts with Apex still, that their only course of action is to deny everything because there's nothing else they can do, because their reputation has hit such a bad hit. But yeah, it's sad that they don't offer real refutations to legitimate criticism. They just deny that anything is wrong. Now, Apex has a legal obligation to pay all traders. So they're in their PA contract. It is heavily skewed to them. They say that you don't have a right to any of the profits made. And this is based on a lawyer reviewing the contract. I may do a video on that, depending on it. Just let me know if you want me to make one. But yes, the contract says that, but we can take you to court and challenge that. And a lot of people are getting ready to do that. But all in all, Apex has a legal obligation to pay traders. And if they cannot pay because they have liquidity issues, they have to pay everybody evenly. So if Apex has 20 million in the bank, but they owe traders 40 million, instead of paying one trader 1.9 million and denying everybody else, they should pay everybody 50 cents on the dollar. That's how these bankruptcies are supposed to happen, right? And Daryl Martin, even if he, I think we all believe that when he started Apex, he was sincere, wanted to pay people out. He did it for over a year, paid people out, paid several people $1 million. I'm not denying that he didn't pay people out. I think everybody knows they were good up until May. They were good up until June. But in 3 months, they've destroyed what they spent 3 years building, 2 years building. And they just let it happen so fast. I mean, none of these guys can stay on. I mean, I'm just amazed at how fast it happened. Even if Daryl Martin is sincere and wants to pay people, if he doesn't have money, how's he going to pay? And why has he not spoken since June, despite the massive FUD? When people were upset about DCA in May, he chimed in. He defended DCA, and because we had so much trust in him, because of his good reputation at the time, we believed him and said, "Okay, your heart is good. You want people to stop blowing accounts, and you notice DCA leads to blown accounts. Okay, fine." But he has not said anything since June. And only the John guy who calls us schemers and scammers, he's the one that keeps making the videos, and he doesn't seem to relent in calling us schemers and scammers. In fact, he keeps promising us faster payout approvals and improvements. He has not delivered on anything, which is concerning. How does Apex address bad press? They deny it, right? All the Apex employees in an unofficial Discord says there's no issue. Nothing to see here. But how could they know? Because if I were to go ask one of these Apex employees to help me look at my payout request, they say, "Hey, that's the payout department. I'm only in support. I can't help you." So if you can't help me with my payout request, why are you chiming in and saying Apex is okay? Because obviously you don't have any insight to anything besides your world, right? So you actually don't know whether it's good or bad. And because it's so funny, because you ask them for help, they say, "Oh, that's compliance. I can't help you. Oh, that's payout. I can't help you." Okay, all you can help me do is activate an eval or something. Like, what's going on? How else does Apex address bad press? They censor it, right? You can't post anything negative or even neutral on the unofficial or official Facebook groups. If somehow it slips by, they'll just delete it, right? Their Discord was heavily moderated. They deleted and timed out people for just asking, like, "Hey, question about my payout." Now, I know some people were annoying on Discord, and that's fine if you want to time those people out. But, when it comes to
Yo, Sirius, what's up? What's up, man? There's a bit of a delay, so give it 20 seconds. Oh, yeah. So I'm in Bulenox, so I have to be super careful about trailing drawdown. Bummer. Are you up in the money tonight? Yes, I have 2 Bulenox evaluations that are up. I'm not doing fast track because you shouldn't be trading those till after midnight, according to them. Okay, this isn't looking good. This bad boy should have burst straight up. Okay. Still waiting on yours. So you bought them today, right? Didn't you buy? How many more did you buy today? And does that mean the other ones got canceled? Wispy. Do you have to say that with a lisp? A quick wispy? Could get burned. Good thing I'm just doing evals. So these 9 rallies? Yeah, it must be. Okay, well, at least I canceled the other ones. If you're doing BOA and ACH, ooh, I think it's going to get blocked again. After you send it, you probably got to call your bank to make sure that it goes through. No, my accounts are not back yet. I have the 8 that are there from Friday, but I'm not trading them. It would have alerted me to admin something or other message if they added them back. So, nope, just sitting on the 8. What's up, Fibs? No worries. It's pretty quiet for part of it while I was looking at some stuff. Found an interesting video about Apex lawsuits. Oh, and by the way, Fibs and Sirius, there's about a 20-second delay. I can't believe that 720 is the best it's pumping out. So I did a speed test. I'll have to reach out to my ISP, but basically my download is supposed to be 1 gig. It's about 400 and something, and I've tested it at about 920 Mbps, 920 to 960 in the past, and upload like cut in about a quarter. It's about 5 Mbps S, and it should be about 20 or more. So right now I'm producing 720 video, which is kind of sucks. All right, Japanese market opens in 6 minutes. I've noticed silver tends to correlate pretty closely with the Japanese market, surprisingly. Not always, but when it pumps. But I think I'm going to get burned from this one, so I am going to get out with a really tiny profit. Hopefully. Wow, 4x4 is in the lake? That's crazy. Yeah, serious. You should probably just call your bank's 24-hour line to make sure that the ACH goes through. That way, they'll get it probably by tomorrow afternoon, depending on what verification they got to do. Yeah, this is a shit trade. Good thing these are just evals. All right, Japanese opens. It's trying to push a little bit higher, but it's pretty weak. See if it. The Nikkei just loves to grind higher or grind lower all night. All right, we're going to blow these accounts. And they're gone. Damn. So Tradeify has issues with Apex. Interesting. That's too bad. So no trades for you. So here's the thing about the Nikkei. This 2-point spread, or not 2-point, 2-tick, basically 3, is kind of annoying. And why? Do they have a holiday or something? I've never seen such a shitty open. Respect for the aged day. Okay, and because it's already, so that, damn. So, yeah, Nikkei is off limits. Well, that kind of sucks. Yeah, my first live, and then, oh well. That way I don't give away my secrets for trading the Nikkei. I was wondering why the DOM is so sparse. You're in a short with ES? Where'd you enter at? Only got one. Oh, nice. Well, that's what happens when you use a stop limit. So I can either chase it or just let the one ride. 31.75. Almost break even. You're long. Lose queen. I hope you're long from like 80, 480 on NQ. I guess I should just stick to NQ. So I lost 2 on over leveraging for silver. So I was up 1 trade, about 1100, and then I lost that. But at least 780, not bad. So since I can't look at correlations for NKD tonight because they're on a holiday, I have the Aussie, which is a pretty weak correlation, and it doesn't move much at all. In about an hour and 15 minutes, we're going to get the how many contracts, Fibs? Probably 5. So this down here is a good spot to buy if you're a long bias. See a lot of green coming through, but more of a selling sentiment where this just filled in pretty quickly. Let's look at ES again. 84, 89. Yeah, without the NKD, I don't think I'm going to see a big move. Be very surprised. Your standard 5. Yeah, fibs at middle, lower, high. And it probably has one more leg down if it's doing its 1, 2, 3. But I'm taking it off because I think it's going to be a choppy night. Depends on Chinese markets. Just in terms of the pulling and stacking, 1650 and 1525 are a little bit better than, it may not make it down to the, I would be looking at 1425. But probably 1525 and 1650 if it gets down there, but it's struggling. And the reason is this 79 guy right here at the 5630. I'll be watching this to see if even half of it pulls has a good chance of going down, and then watch this bulk here, this little, to see if they start to pull a lot. But I'm actually thinking long above the 30 level. But like I said, tonight's going to be choppy, I think. That sucks. NKD, why'd you do this? They're not supposed to have holidays. This book is just garbage for NKD. Gonna put in a lower high and break this level. Breakouts are bad for the Asian session. Not enough momentum to carry it through much. Like even if it broke this level, it may just go down to like we're talking about. Pretty big buyer at 1525, or is it, let's just look, 1550? Yeah, but they're moving with the market, so they're a market maker. And gap fills. Gap fills are a interesting thing that a lot of traders rely on that I don't think has sufficient back testing to all right, one single contracts, one at a time, pushed it down that much, caused that many people to pull. Interesting. So what was the final word on it? I thought that only a small portion of people were moved to a final server just to test it out. We're going to go for a very quick scalp here. A dip buy, pop back up. I probably missed it. Crappers. Just filled it. Eight candles on what, the 1 minute? Yeah, I don't like that buy anymore. It's a much better sell if it breaks that level. We're gonna okay. So you're looking at the 1 minute, huh? Yeah, we're gonna bust through that. But will it have enough momentum to carry it more than... it doesn't let me, so... All right. Well, at least I got 5 that time. But it didn't do a great job breaking through. It's a problem with night. This could just be a pullback for a run higher. All right, I'm going back to 10 tick. Yeah, the delay sucks big time. Next time I'm going to set it up with no delay. The only reason, so it prompted me telling me that the quality would be better if it had a bigger delay. Yeah, my main accounts are on pause till midnight. And if nothing's open, have a good one, Fibs. Oh, he would have got us 1475 fibs. Maybe. Would have had to have been 15 even to get a fill on that candle. These bastards just don't want to move. The sellers are starting to be a little bit thinner. I think it's a trick. Good news is that 79 at 5630 level got chewed through. Did you hit 1475? Uh-oh, what the hell is that? What in the hell? Nice. All right. $8.31 candle. Yep. 1375. Got you out. Yeah, I mean, that has its advantages. I think it's okay, like if you're doing micros or if you're in an eval doing minis. But I like to see what's going on real time. There's just so much changing in here right now that it almost looks like somebody's accumulating for a run up, but it's really hard to say because the moment something else starts to fall, NQ doesn't have any equities going on right now, so there's the only acting forces are the global markets. Bitcoin's dumping. Not dumping, but it's definitely going down. All right. Choppity chop chop. I'm about to blow a second set of evals. So glad it's not I wouldn't be going this heavy in a funded accounts, but this has been fun. Burning some evals. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's it for me until my fast track accounts are back. I guess I do have this one 150K, but I don't want to have to pay the activation fee for it. All right, guys, I think that's it for me. Everyone have a good night. Take care. Thanks for joining. Be sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully I can do this like every Sunday, and then I'll probably do it once or twice during the week. I don't know if I'll do a night, evening, because Sunday usually has the best like volatility and movement, but with the Nikkei closed, metals are just opening up now. Yeah, there's not a lot of action during the week. So everyone take care. Have a good night.